What are your favorite memories of Triple H? Feuds, matches, storylines, comebacks? Do you think he was a better babyface or heel, etc.? Well, I'll give you the extremely abridged Cliff's Notes version of this. Some of my favorite memories of Triple H was early on in his career when he beat Mark Merrow for the Intercontinental title and Mr. Perfect turned heel. That was really when I started liking Triple H a lot. I thought he was really funny in DX when he kind of broke away from that blue blood character. They teamed him with Shawn, and his personality started coming out a little bit. He was a guy who was very sophomoric, and very immature and just joking around and being funny all the time, but he could still be an ass-kicking machine in the ring when he wanted to be. It was a nice balance there. I loved when he took over DX the night after WrestleMania 14 was awesome when he introduced X-Pac and announced himself as the new leader of DX. That was great. Probably one of my favorite Triple H memories ever. He did a great job leading that group as a babyface. He then turned heel. I remember when he turned heel, I was in the building for that at WrestleMania 15 when he turned on X-Pac, I think, in that match with Shane McMahon, and then went on to have a pretty impressive heel run too. When they finally put that belt on him, he became a really credible champion in my opinion. My favorite match, one of my favorite matches ever, I've talked about it just recently, was Mick Foley versus Triple H at the Royal Rumble in 2000. That, I think, was the first time that I realized that Triple H was for real. I'd always liked him, but I wasn't really sure if he could be a top guy. I wasn't sure if he could be a main eventer in the WWE. And this was before him and Stephanie had really gotten together. I mean, they had just hooked up on TV right before this, so it's not like Triple H was getting pushed because of his relationship or anything like that. He was going out there and having some pretty fucking crazy matches. And that one he put on with Cactus at the Garden, I think really cemented Triple H in my mind as a top player. Had it not been for that match, I don't know if I would have viewed him the same way. I haven't really been a huge fan of a lot of his storylines, though, because a lot of them did include Stephanie McMahon. I hated the one in 2002 where she lied to him about being pregnant, and then they had the wedding, and he turned on her, and she then joined forces with Chris Jericho before their match at WrestleMania 18, and there was a dog involved. He got run over and all this dumb shit. I hated what he did a lot during Evolution. I liked Evolution. I liked the group Evolution, but some of the stuff they were doing with Eugene and electrocuting Goldust and shit like that, I was never really a fan of that either. I hated DX reuniting in 2007, and whenever they would do it again a few years later, it was just a shell of its former self. It was completely different. It was glow sticks and weirdness, and I just hated it all around. I liked the storyline he had with Randy Orton when he punted Stephanie and he broke into Randy Orton's house and all of that. The match and the blow-off, of course, fell completely flat at WrestleMania, but the storyline itself and the build-up was pretty good. All in all, my favorite memories of Triple H are definitely from earlier on in his career. I mean, I even liked him as Hunter Hearst Helmsley when he first came into the WWE. I liked him. I thought he was a relatively good technician. I thought he was a good guy to have on the roster at that time in 1995 and 1996. WWE needed guys who could work, and Triple H could. And he turned out to be the future owner of the company, essentially. I was much more entertained watching Triple H back then, in his first incarnation with DX, with Shawn and Chyna, and getting on the map as a world champion early in 2000 and having that great match with Cactus and a pretty decent run there, successfully defending the title at WrestleMania 16 and having some good matches with The Rock and their feud and the Iron Man match and all of that. So Triple H's greatest moments to me came, during those years. In modern times, really nothing that I can think of that I really enjoyed. Except for his matches with The Undertaker, I guess. I didn't even enjoy Triple H's feud with Brock, really. That feud was something that never really lit a fire under me. I really didn't care about it. Triple H was a guy that I didn't even want to see Brock working with, so I didn't even like that feud, and that one's pretty recent. But his matches with Taker were great at those back-to-back WrestleManias. That first one and that Hell in the Cell, to me, rank up there in some of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. So you can definitely put those matches on the list of some of his greatest moments.